Thank you, and this is Bob Scholes, and this is another how-to series in the 600 series. In this how-to video, you'll be learning how to create a Hunt Hotline property voiceover, the ad that Eve will speak when somebody calls the Hunt Hotline. You'll use this for demonstration purposes in the listing presentation in the new Seller Select 2012 program. So what are we going to learn in this session? First, you'll learn how to log in to your Hotline dashboard through VoicePad. We'll also learn to create a voiceover ad through Eve for the Hunt Hotline, and we'll also use this created voiceover in a listing presentation so you can demonstrate the hotline for the seller on a proposed listing that you're going on. So first what we're going to do is we're going to do this live, so we're going to go to voicepad.com. It's voicepad.com. That will take you to the login for your Hunt Hotline dashboard. Up here in the right-hand corner of the VoicePad website is the login. So I'm going to click on the login. I'm going to make sure that it says agent in here because I am an agent logging in, and I'm going to log into the Hunt Hotline dashboard. Your login should be your email, your Hunt email, and then the last 4 digits of your social security number. If you do have a different password and login, your AA in your branch would know what that is. So once I've put in my login, my username, and my password, I'm going to log into the dashboard. This is a sample dashboard for an agent, and what I'm going to do in this session is to create a new presentation. In other words, a voiceover ad on the property that I'm going to list. This will give me the ability to demonstrate to that proposed seller what the Hunt Hotline is, how it works, and how it can capture the buyers that might be interested in their property or sitting outside of their property calling the Hunt Hotline. So first thing I'm going to do is go to this tab on the top here that says New Presentation. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to select the type of property that it is, in this case a residential listing. I'm going to select whether it's for sale or for rent, in this case for sale. I'm going to have it recorded by Eve, our voiceover talent that we have in the system. You could also self-record and record your own voiceover, but my suggestion would be that you use Eve. So I'm going to select Eve. And then what I'm going to do is describe the property that I'm going to list. Either the person has told you on the phone what their property has, you've looked it up in the tax records to determine what features it has. I also recommend here that if the seller on the phone or when you've talked to them in the initial interview tells you about something they've added to the property, maybe ceramic tile floors or something, or they really make a big deal out of one of the features in their home, be sure that when you're building this voiceover that you make sure that you put that into the voiceover so that they hear it when they listen to the ad on their property. So let's make this a single family home. So I'm just going to come down here. It's going to be a Cape Cod. So I make it a Cape Cod. I'm going to put the number of bedrooms in, 3. I'm going to put the number of full baths, which is 1. And I'm going to put a half bath in this one, 1 half bath. Okay, I'm going to make it an appealing property, so I'm going to give it a headline. I'm not going to give it square footage. Well, I might know the square footage, so let's put in 1,200 square feet. All right, I don't have the MLS or anything like that. I'm going to give it a street address. So this would be the subject property that I'm going on. Okay, so this would be the subject property that I am attempting to list. Okay, I'm going to give it a city and a state. And also a zip code. I'm going to go next screen. In the next screen, I'm going to pick out information. Let's say that they're really big on the fact that it has large bedrooms. So I want to make sure that I mention large bedrooms. Let's say that it has a family room. So I'm going to mention a family room. Let's say that it has, and if you get the idea, what I'm doing is putting down different features that this property would have. Walk-in closets, let's say, formal dining room. Okay, Down here, maybe they did say that they just put in ceramic floors, so I want to put in ceramic tile down here. Okay, recent renovations, I might say that the kitchen's been remodeled. Anything that I've obtained from that seller during my initial interview. I would fill out any of that information down here. Don't get too wordy, but enough to impress the seller. On the outside, let's say that this property has a swimming pool. And let's say that it also has a, I don't know, let's put gazebo down. So it has those features. Let's say that for fencing, it has a fenced yard, and I put that in. I hope you're getting the idea on this. I go to my next screen, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if it's a community, for example, that has amenities, I would put some of these amenities. It's close to shopping and dining, let's say. Okay, go to my next. And in here, I do have to put something in the price, and since you don't want to talk about price at this point, you're just listing the property, just simply put $1 in there, and then check the no prompt where it says include the price, because you don't want it to announce the price before you've listed the property. I would leave the rest of these blank, and then I would just save and return and go back to my dashboard by using the save and return button down here on the right hand side and go back to the dashboard. Okay, now what you're going to see is you're going to see that property down here as 123 Wimbledon Street. That's what I named our test category here. And what I'm going to do is you're going to notice that it doesn't have an MLS number. That's because it is a subject property, not listed yet. I can simply go to the presentation review or preview here and click on it. And what this would do is it would then...
An appealing 3-bedroom, 1 full bath, and 1 half bath, Cape Cod.
So it would play the proposed ad that you've written or set up for the VoicePad and the Hunt Hotline. That's the voiceover that the seller is going to hear when you're in the listing presentation. If you don't like it, you can go back and change some of the features or whatever. This gives you the ability when you're sitting down in that listing presentation to say something like, you know, one of the unique features we have, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, is our Hunt Hotline. Nobody can offer you a hotline like Hunt's Hotline that captures the buyers when they're in front of your house, and go into all of that with them. Say, rather than explain how it works to you, let me demonstrate it to you. And you ask them to pick up their phone and make a call to the Hunt Hotline. Once they call the Hunt Hotline, it will announce that this is a community service and ask them for the address. Tell them to go ahead, put in their address. They put in 123, and it will tell them about 123 Wimbledon Street, the subject property, or their home. This is a way that differentiates you from the rest of the marketplace and is certainly something that will get you more listings. So I want to certainly thank you for attending this session. I hope it was helpful in helping you to devise or develop or create, if you would, the new presentation in the Hunt Hotline dashboard. If you have any questions, you can call Career Development and talk to any of the trainers at Career Development. You can call me, Bob Scholes, at 716-818-2569. Again, thank you for attending today's session.